If you're like most writers, you're always trying to figure out, where do I land clients? How can I get people to actually hire me to type words on my laptop and get paid as a writer? Well, in this video, I want to focus on LinkedIn. Now, I know a lot of people really think about LinkedIn more as the corporate kind of place. It's like the fancy Facebook. It's where you put all your professional accomplishments and your resume and things like that. But at the end of the day, even if you're a freelancer, it is a great way to stand out online, kind of build up your reputation, and actually connect you with clients and actually find people that want to pay you money as a freelancer. Not to mention, they're usually pretty high paying. So stick around to the end of this video and learn exactly what you need for LinkedIn for freelance writers. All right, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. If you've been watching, hopefully you see the studio upgrade here. Finally maybe figuring this whole thing out on YouTube, but really enjoying it. I love sharing my knowledge with all of you, and just grateful for everyone that is subscribing and commenting and letting me know it's useful. And if you're brand new, again, welcome. My name is Leonard, and I've built a multi-six-figure writing business as a freelancer since 2018, and I left my corporate 9-to-5 world back in May of 2017. We're coming up on 4 years. Everything's kind of blurring together at this point. But at the end of the day, I want to help you make money as a freelancer and kind of end that broke writer stigma, because there are so many ways to make money with your laptop and get paid for your passion, which, if you're watching this, of course, it's writing. So one of the biggest things, though, is actually getting people to hire you and getting people that are qualified and willing to pay your rate and helping you write content that you love. And in this video, again, we're going to focus solely on LinkedIn. So before we jump into the tips, make sure you go ahead and give this button a subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications so you never miss any of these weekly videos. All right, so before jumping in and sharing all this wisdom with you about LinkedIn, let's talk about why it matters. At the end of the day, you want to be where people are at. You actually want to kind of be hanging out at a place where your potential clients are. It'd be like going to a bar where you know all of your potential clients would be for happy hour. You know that you're going to start some conversations and probably get someone to hire you as a writer. Well, that's basically what LinkedIn is, and it's a great way to get exposure to you and your brand. Don't forget, Microsoft bought them for $26 billion a few years ago. So needless to say, if a massive company like that sees the long-term potential in LinkedIn, you should too. Not to mention, they have millions and millions of people using the site every single month. And even though we have all kinds of new social media platforms like TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram, everything else all the time, this is a little bit different. This is, again, more of that professional Facebook version where you have those professional connections. And again, if you're a copywriter, if you're a freelance writer, you want to be here because, again, it can show off your accomplishments and your experience, so that way we can start to attract those clients. And finally, it builds the know, like, and trust factor. This is one of the most important things when you're a freelancer, when you're an entrepreneur, reaching out to people, asking them to hire you. They have to know and like and trust you for them to actually do business. And without a LinkedIn profile and without a presence on there, it's going to make things just a lot harder. And again, I have all these videos on this channel to help make things easy for you because I want you to find success as a freelancer. So again, let's talk about what we need to do to set ourselves up for success. All right, the first thing that we need to do for LinkedIn for freelancers is we gotta double check that image. Again, you only get one first impression, and while your entire profile is really a first impression, the first thing they're gonna see is a picture of you. So again, you wanna make sure this is a picture that you think represents yourself and your brand. This is not the time to just kind of slap a photo up there that you just took yesterday. You wanna have this something that is intentional. So the one that I have on mine is the same profile picture I have on Instagram, on Facebook, on my website. It's the same throughout, and I highly recommend that just for a branding sake, because when you reach out to clients and people start to research you, they're gonna check you out on social media. They're gonna find your writing website. They're gonna find your portfolio. They're gonna find your social media accounts. So if they start to see that it's the same image all around, it's gonna make it easier to recognize you. And again, this is not the time to have some just kind of drunk college picture that you posted on there. You wanna have something that's professional. Now for me, I'm not a super fancy guy. I'm not doing highly technical writing. So for me, I just have myself in a black v-neck, which of course I'm wearing in this as well, because again, I'm showing myself smiling. I show myself in a good light, and again, it just gives people a name to my brand and who they could potentially be working with. The second part of that is actually your banner image. So just like Facebook, you get a banner image. Now, a lot of people don't have anything there and they just have kind of the stock background from LinkedIn, but this is a big area to actually show off your expertise. So as you can see here on my profile, I actually show off that I'm a copywriter, that I'm a podcaster, that I've been featured in these publications and these places, because again, it starts to build my credibility before they've even read anything about my experience and what kind of work I've done. So again, create this on canva.com. You know, it's a free site. You can go on there and space it out correctly. But again, talk about yourself, where you've been featured, and just kind of show things that will help you actually get people to hire you. Because again, this is the first thing they're gonna see on your LinkedIn profile. So take advantage of it. Don't just leave it blank. And remember, as you get featured in more publications and have higher profile work, you can always update it. So make sure, just like your writing portfolio, you're always updating this as you get more experience. All right, tip number 2 is to make sure that you call out in your headline that you're a freelance writer or that you're a copywriter. And if you already have a niche, make sure to call that out as well. You wanna say golf writer or personal finance writer or real estate writer, whatever it is, you wanna call that out. Not only so they're very clear on who you are, but most importantly, because LinkedIn is just like Google, it's a search engine. So when someone types in golf writer and they're looking to hire someone that's a golf writer and they're looking on LinkedIn, they're gonna find my profile because it's listed right there. It's in the experience and I have freelance writer in the headline. So again, you want to call that out because it will actually help you with SEO and start to rank in LinkedIn. So that way, if people are just searching for those terms, your profile is more likely to show up. All right, tip number 3 is to please do not skip this section. This is arguably the most important one, and that's the about section. But this is not what you think it is. This is not the time just to talk all about you. You might be thinking, wait, what? It's an about section. Why would I talk about anything else? Because at the end of the day, as I mentioned in a lot of these videos and to all my students inside Freelance to 5K, you want to talk about how your experience and who you are can help them and their business. I don't mean this to sound bad, but at the end of the day, people don't necessarily care as much about you as you might think, because they are looking for people that are gonna help them in their business. Not to say they just want a robot, they want someone just to do the work for them and not have any relationship, but at the end of the day, they wanna know how your past experience, your greatness in a specific area can help them grow their business. Again, they wanna work with passionate people, and so please, this is not the time just to list out all of your accomplishments from high school or college and past jobs. While that can help, again, you want to make it all relatable. So for example, I'll say things like, I've been featured in these different websites, which means I know how to deliver great work and I can hit deadlines and I can format properly and things like that. You want to make sure all of your experience helps them. Also, you want to make sure to fill this out as much as you can. Now, I don't know the exact character count because it seems to always be changing on LinkedIn and other social media platforms, but don't just write a few sentences and move on to your experience. Instead, again, you want to fill this out. You want to talk about yourself, your past experience, other projects you've done, other clients you've worked with, maybe even share a testimonial, but you want to fill out as much of this as you can because, again, LinkedIn is a search engine, just like Google. So you want to fill this content out so that way it will actually help people find your profile. All right, before getting into tip number 4, make sure you go ahead and hit the comment box because I want to know, are you using LinkedIn as a freelance writer? Comment down below and I'll give you a few strategies when you respond. All right, tip number 4 for LinkedIn for freelance writers is to please fill out your experience. Now, if you have formal writing experience in a past job, you can absolutely list that there. You can have different, maybe you did email copywriting for them, or you did news and press releases, or maybe you did their email newsletter, whatever it is, you want to list that out underneath that specific company. But if you are starting your own writing business and you are brand new, you're actually going to want to start an entire role about this. If you have a website, you can do that. For example, I think on mine it says creator of Inspire Your Success, and then I talk about my writing experience and who the site is geared towards. But if you're just a brand new writer, you don't have a blog, you don't have anything built up yet, you're just going to want to maybe put either like your last name, or you could do your LLC. For example, you could do Leonard Media as mine, so you could do Leonard Media LLC, copywriter at, whatever your company name is. And even if you're brand new, you don't have an LLC or you're a sole proprietor, just make something up so that way it can have copywriter or freelance writer at the specific company. Again, this is gonna help with SEO, and it's gonna help you build out that next little part in the experience section, so then you can elaborate further. So inside that, then you wanna list out in a bullet point style exactly what kind of writing you do. Is it ebooks? Is it blog posts? Is it copywriting emails? Is it sales letters? What is it? You wanna list that out, and again, go into results if you have them. So for example, if you're an email marketing copywriter and you have great results and you have a 30% open rate for your clients and you generated, tons of, thousands or millions of dollars of revenue, whatever it is, you want to list that out. And also, if you have testimonials, you can include those as well. Because again, remember, our profile is building up the know, like, and trust factor. So anything you can provide in here, one, of course, it's going to help with the SEO, but two, it's going to help them get to know you. The second thing is that you can either add your samples of your work either directly underneath your job company there or in the featured in section, which is a brand new section. And so you can upload them basically in one or two spots. But again, you want to have samples up there so people actually know what your writing style is like. They want to make sure that you can actually do the job. And so having that up there, plus a little summary of maybe some of the pieces you've written and where you've been featured and your experience and how long you've been doing this and why you're passionate about your niche, anything you can have here, include that, because again, you want to fill this out as much as possible. And please do not forget your samples, because it's so important to help people kind of understand who you are and your voice and your style, so that way they know if it's a good fit. All right, and tip number 5 is to share your content. So as you get hired or you do guest posts or you start to create writing website samples, share your content with your connections, because as you share it out there, someone else might share it, and then they might go to someone in their connection network and they'd be like, wow, I really like this person, who is it? And they add you on LinkedIn, and then maybe you start to generate some rapport and you have a messaging, and then maybe they say, hey, I'd really love you to write for me. Like, you have to put your stuff out in the world and promote it, because again, it could just have one person read it, they might share it to their network, and it just has this compound effect. And again, it gets you more exposure to yourself and to your brand. Now, we can go into a lot more, because quite frankly, this is the tip of the iceberg. And while I do cover all of it inside my paid program, Freelance to 5K, I wanted to make sure and at least give you what to do with your profile. Because again, you only get one first impression, and LinkedIn is a great place to find clients, to really start to build that rapport, to grow your network, and of course, get people to hire you. So again, I wanted to make sure we at least have the basics filled out, because a lot of people don't understand that LinkedIn is a search engine and really what to do to show off your writing skills. Because again, most people just kind of focus on that corporate stuff on there, but please make sure to create your own little company there, your LLC, show off your samples, have good images, and again, make it easy for clients to hire you. All right, well, if you enjoyed this, I have 5 other writing wins that I want to share with you, because one of the things I find with so many writers is that they just don't get started. They don't get enough wins. They just feel defeated and struggling and broke and all these feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. But in reality, you just need some wins. And so I created a free cheat sheet to give you 5 writing wins that you can take on top of building out your LinkedIn profile to help you start to feel like a writer, so you can attract clients, so you can build your confidence and start to get that momentum that is so key in the beginning. So you can see it right here on the screen. Simply go ahead and enter your email. I will send that cheat sheet your way, and then we can connect, and I'll share some other resources to help you crush it as a freelancer. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, enjoying the new YouTube setup. Again, weekly videos, so make sure to go ahead and like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of them. And again, remember, take these tips, use them, and start to build that momentum. If you guys have any questions about freelancing or LinkedIn, make sure to hit the comment box, as I personally respond to all of them. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I hope you have an epic day.